in 2008, inexplicably, I talked my wife into letting me take the motorcycle class, learn how to ride a motorcycle. All I had ridden was dirt bikes. That's a whole different animal from riding the street bikes. So I took the class, and she knew I was going to buy a motorcycle. She just didn't know when. She didn't realize it was going to be that Saturday that I finished the class and got my license and everything. She didn't realize that I was going to roll up to her work here on our first Harley, which was this bike right here. So I rolled up on that, and I said, well, here it is. And she goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, I bought this. And she goes, no, you didn't. I said, yeah, I did. I said, we're officially Harley riders now. As you can see, I hadn't yet gotten the backrest and everything for her. I hadn't done the accessories and things like that needed to be done. That would soon follow. We would ride around town, out through Garden of the Gods, things of that nature, trying to get used to riding the motorcycle, trying to get used to having a passenger on it, because when you're taking the class, you don't have passengers. So that's a whole different type of riding. But she got to love it, I got to love it, and that fall we had looked at pictures of Sturgis from the 2008 rally. The 2009 rally is always the first full week in August. So we started planning that fall to go to Sturgis that next summer, because you have to. That's how fast everything sells out up there. As soon as the rally's over, you got to start planning for next year, because everything sells out. Hotels, campsites, everything. We did all kinds of research, because that's her thing. Mine's just do it. It doesn't matter to me. She does all the research. She found sites all over the internet on what to do up in Sturgis, where to stay up in Sturgis. We decided to stay at a place called the Buffalo Chip. Buffalo Chip has concerts every night of the week. Not just little concerts, big acts. National touring artists every night of the week during Sturgis. So we booked our trip, but before Sturgis came along, this is a picture of us coming down to Hoosier Pass on the first 5-in-1. Now the 5-in-1 is an annual trip that we do in the Harley group here. 5 passes over 10,000 feet in one day. So it's a fun thing to do. Spent the night up in Breckenridge, rode back the next day. This is us coming back down on this side of Hoosier Pass. So that August we left on a Saturday so that we could be there on Sunday for the start of the rally. We're riding up to Chadron, Nebraska, to spend the night in Chadron before we go the rest of the way to Sturgis. We get to Chadron, check into our hotel, we find a restaurant to go eat. She tries to order some wine, I order a beer, and the lady goes, well, no, I'm sorry, you can't have any wine. And it's like, huh? And she goes, and with the beer, you have to have it drank by 8 o'clock. If it's still on your table, we will come and take it away and pour it out. I was like, okay, Chadron, Nebraska is an interesting place. So then we rode up to Sturgis the next day. This is our first day up in Sturgis. So you can tell we're having just a blast. It's a lot better in this picture than the first picture we got taken of us up in Sturgis. They have those things that you see at amusement parks and everything. Hey, stop and get your picture taken, and then they sell you the picture. Well, this guy had us do it. We're sitting at a table drinking beer, and he says, you move around to the other side with your husband. So she comes around the other side, sits on the picnic table, and it pops over.
Oh, no.
Beer spills all over us and everything. No apology from the guy, and no beer. He didn't buy beer to replace the beer he made us spill. But we found more beer, as you can tell. We're having a good time. So we're up in Sturgis, and we meet our campsite neighbors. The guy camping right across from us was Tom Jones. Wasn't really Tom Jones, but my God, did he look like him. And every night, we'd come back from one of the concerts. We'd roll back to the campsite about 10:30, 11 o'clock. He'd be breaking out was it Chivas Regal that he had, or was it Crown Royal? Crown Royal. He'd get the bottle of Crown Royal. Come on, you guys, you need to get over here and drink. And it's like, no, we're going to go riding early in the morning. Well, so am I. No, he wouldn't go riding early in the morning. He'd go riding about noon. Which means he didn't get much riding in because it rained about every day at about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It rained every single day we were up there. So we got going early so we could go get the rides in and do the things we wanted to do. Now, those of you who were here last week heard me talk about the hailstorm that we had up there. When I said it hailed, I wasn't kidding. That was one of the hail balls, and you can see them, they're all over the place down there, and everybody who had their bike not covered by a cover had damage. They had dents in all the metal, they had broken gauges, broken windshields on their bikes, all that kind of stuff. I got my cover on just in time. No damage to my bike that weekend. This was about 2 days before the end of the rally. The only route we didn't get to go on was the route through the Badlands. That's still on our bucket list to go up and do that and ride through the Badlands. We got to ride through Custer State Park. We rode right into a herd of buffalo. It was amazing. There were mountain goats on the side of the road everywhere, and burros. And burros are mean, nasty little creatures. Unfortunately, that beautiful yellow bike, 2 weeks after we returned from Sturgis, ended up underneath the front end of a Volvo. Teenage girl turned left right in front of us, and that was the end of that bike. But we had the memories of Sturgis, the love of riding, bought another bike as soon as I got my settlement, still riding to this day, just bought my third Harley 2 weeks ago. So we're glad to be Harley riders and we love it. Thank you.